Good morning, everyone. And today I have the honor, the blessing, and privilege to have one of our Purpose Journey students joining us to share her experience, what she gained from the course. She joined Purpose Journey earlier this year in January. And since then, we've been building a relationship. And she was kind enough to just allow me to meet with her via Zoom and ask her some questions about her experience. And so, welcome to this call. I'll let you introduce yourself and just share a little bit about you, and then we'll get started that way.
Sure. Yeah, no, thank you so much, Jackie. Very happy to be on the call with you today. And Purpose Journey blessed me so much. So I'm very happy to be able also to share a little bit about my experience and just how, God brought it into my life at the right time. So yeah, I'm Larissa, and I have been serving actually or working with the organization overseas, mostly working around Africa for the last about 13 years or so. And working specifically with women that are in difficult situations, and really just trying to reach them and impact them and empower them physically and spiritually. And so, that's a little bit about where I'm coming from. And yeah.
Awesome. And so what I love about this is that even though we are here based out of South Florida in the United States, thanks to Zoom and platforms like Zoom, that we can meet with other people virtually. And so I got to know about Larissa through a friend here in Boca Raton at an event. And we started talking about what is that I do, the services that I offer. And then she connected me with Larissa. And then that's how her and I started talking. I think it was like late last year that we started the conversations, and I wanted to learn more about the work that she does in Africa. And then she was learning more about the work that I do. And then it was the perfect timing, right? Can you just share a little bit about that conversation, right? Where you were at in
Sure.
that time when you and I connected, just to see, hey, where would this go? And then share about Purpose
Yeah,
Journey and what it is about, and what God showed you in that moment, and why you made the decision to join the course.
sure. I mean, it's interesting story because at first, actually, the way that we connected was more from the focus of, okay, I'm a leader in ministry and am leading a number of women and developing women leaders in a number of countries around Africa. And so when I heard about Purpose Journey and just maybe the potential, with that, I thought, okay, it would be really neat if some of these things that I saw could be done with the women leaders that we are working with and to help equip them. But then actually it was when hearing your story and just some things that you were sharing, and somehow, as we were talking, it was like, actually, no, I think right now in this season, actually, it's for me. Yes, for the woman that I'm working with, but first myself need to actually go through this and experience it myself. And give kind of space to God to also work in me and on me, so that I could myself be better equipped also to reach out to others. And so that was a little bit of a surprise, unexpected, but also just, I'm so thankful that it happened that way. And Jackie, just for your also, I don't know, wisdom and sense, and just, hearing from God as well to see that, okay, there's potential maybe to be able to help equip a whole group of women or many women, but also putting that aside and then focusing also on me and in my leadership. And that was just something that I think, added so much value to me. And really, just so thankful for that, and seeing how even myself, somebody that's been in ministry for many years, and a lot of the things maybe that I went through in the Purpose Journey course, some of it wasn't new. And I already had years ago kind of like a strong sense of my purpose and what God wants me to do, and some of the skills and giftings and just like passions, and have been walking in those actually for some years. But then also it's interesting to see how we can also sometimes come to the point where some things even start to become dormant. Or yeah, I was at a point where I almost was at the point of burnout. Didn't realize it at first, but ended up realizing I needed myself to take a step back for some time, and took some months of sabbatical, which was really amazing. And the purpose journey just ended up being in that exact time. And yeah, so it's like actually the course and the things that I went through, in a way, it was God was using it to reignite like the purpose that I have, the passions he's given me, the personality, the skills, the values, being reminded and like reignited in a way.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was interesting to see how that all happened. And so thankful. Yeah.
I love that. I love that experience and how, right, the perfect timing from when we talked to the length of the course and the length of your sabbatical. It was just like perfectly positioned. But yes, it was interesting. I often find people who, especially in ministry, right, we're focused on go, 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 do God's work, do God's work. And yes, we are called to do God's work. But sometimes we, like you mentioned, we just get so focused on doing that we
Mm-hmm.
forget to take care of ourselves. And just take a minute to seek the Lord for the next steps or directions. Or like you said, we forget about those things that he has shared and spoken to us and over us. And
Mm-hmm.
we get weary and tired and we need a sense of refreshment. So I first want to commend you for just taking that time to say, you know what, before it gets too bad, right? I
Mm-hmm.
need to be obedient, because it's an act of obedience to take a step back and remove yourself for a time from ministry to really regroup and seek the Lord and direction. And what a beautiful thing was that in that time you felt right replenished. You were reminded of your value, your strengths, and your abilities and what he's called you to be. And so I'm just grateful again just for how I give God the glory about how it
Mm-hmm.
just happened. Meeting Marcy, her connecting me with you, and then us meeting at the perfect time. Like, if I would have talked to you later on, it wouldn't have worked out, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad I reached out to you when I did. And it was like the perfect timing, both me being obedient and what God's called me to do with Purpose Journey,
Mm-hmm.
Purpose Coaching, and at times being bold enough to be like, hey, we need to connect.
Yeah.
And, just coming together in your obedience. And so, the last thing I'll say with what you shared, I would love to highlight this. I love working with groups of people, but I think when we do an individual relationship and we focus on you, the person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Focus on you, again, just rebuilding, who you are, reminding you of who you are,
Mm-hmm.
pointing you to Jesus, encouraging you, giving you the tools, the equipment to seek him in your journey is where it begins. And that's where, what we try to do at Purple Tree is like help people work with purpose, but starting with the person, right? Starting with the
Mm-hmm.
individual. And then you can now that you're empowered, right? Now that you've been reminded, now that you're refreshed, go and be built, right? Go to your family, to your ministry, to your teams, to your businesses, and then encourage them to do the same thing and build
Mm-hmm.
up those teams. And I think it's beautiful just seeing the effects of it, right? Coming back
Mm-hmm.
from Purpose Journey and going back to work. So, and what that's doing. So love to
Mm-hmm.
just hear from you. What are some of the things that you can take from Purpose Journey that you're applying to your everyday life, and even just in your work environment, right? You went back to ministry, you're working
Mm-hmm.
with your team. And so what are some of those things that you learned that you're trying to put into practice that we can share with other people that are watching this?
Yeah. Um, I mean, I think one thing that comes to mind, first thing, maybe even, yeah, with the course also is just the importance of taking that time and setting the time aside and like committing to it, even say as a leader or somebody in ministry or in work or that's leading others, and just taking that time and committing to it and allowing God really, I see how when it's like when we take that time and commit to it, then he really blesses and provides, yeah, what we need. And so that's something that I just in general experience with the course and how it really, really refreshed me. And after I went through it, then I went back to my team and have continued, yeah, in the work and the role that I had before, but somehow also then applying the things that I learned, and even in that with my team members, and wanting to yeah, allow them also to experience the same things, and to find ways, even the things that I learned, how different ways that we can hear from God and that God speaks to us, just some new and refreshing ways. I won't go into the details because you need to take the course to experience it. But things from that level, and then also just being reminded of my values and the things that I really value and how those guide me. And in a way, before the course, it was like I was committed in many different things. And I realized after that, actually, these are my values and these are the things that God has really given me. And these are the skills I have. This is the personality I have. It's kind of like this whole like puzzle of who I am all put together, and being able to see that. And then knowing that, okay, all of this is like actually guiding me. And if I have tension or there's many things that I'm involved with, actually to be able to just say, okay, what are the things that actually fit with these values? And if they don't, then I actually need to stop doing it, even if it's good things. So there's a few things even I needed to step away from and give responsibility away, not because it was something negative, but just it's like now I feel like, okay, I'm actually like aligned to who God made me to be, and knowing, yeah, exactly what I need to do in order to be more fruitful and to have deeper impact. So yeah, so it's been a process in that, since the course, in a way, really like applying, okay, who I am, and knowing this is my like purpose and being reminded of it. I think, yeah, on another level, like I said before, I was exhausted and almost burnt out, and even wanted to stop doing what I was doing, even though I love what I'm doing. And it's like deep down, I know it's what God has called me to, but somehow going through the course and being reminded, and having you also there, being together in the community of ladies. We did it online, so it was like having the other ladies, but then also yourself, like one-on-one as well. Somehow, yeah, being re-energized, so that actually by the time I finished the course, I knew, and I was like, okay, yes, this is what I am on the right track. And was confident that to continue, yeah, doing what I am doing, and actually not stopping or quitting, or, so that's, yeah, actually a big testimony. And yeah, and then
Not quitting
now,
too soon, right?
yeah,
Not quitting too soon, but allowing
yeah,
the Holy Spirit to lead you and direct you. Because that's what it does sometimes, burnout, right? When we're tired,
mm-hmm,
we're like, we just want to give up. And then
mm-hmm,
turn to him. And I think it's beautiful. Honestly, you couldn't have said it better. I think that was my own experience with Purpose Journey
mm.
when I took it. Hence why I was so so just, I know it was an act of obedience to do this and bring this to others. Because of that is we just had another graduation last night, and I was
Mm,
telling the students, take, because when you go through the course, you build this mosaic, which you said it, like it's pieces of you that remind you of who you are. And so I was telling everyone exactly what you said. Take this mosaic and use it as a decision-making lens, right? To help you make decisions. Go put it through the filter of your values, put it through the filter
mm-hmm,
of your passion. What is your destiny? What is your identity? Is it going to align with what God has shown you, right? And that's exactly what you were saying. It's helped you, understand. And as you go through it, right? do you need to eliminate something from your life right now? Do you need to cut
Mhm.
back? Or do you need to bring something in that perhaps you've been saying no to? And that's sometimes can be a little scary because you're like, okay, God has been telling me I need to do this, but I am just not, I'm doing my own thing right now, right? And so there's that conviction, right, that happens when you take the time to really seek the Lord, like you're seeking his voice. And so it becomes louder now. And so you're like, I have to do this. And so thank you so much for doing the work because it is, right? It is
Yeah, it was work.
there's a time commitment, there's a financial commitment, there is prayer commitment, right? Of seeking the Lord. But again, the time that you invested, I'm sure you're seeing the full results of it. I see it still.
Mhm.
I took the class 2 years ago and I'm still taking it. I feel I'm so blessed to teach it every semester, and I myself try to put it through my say, Jackie, are you following your values? Are you following those things? And
Mhm.
so I'm so blessed to have that. Larissa, thank you so much for your insight, your testimony. Thank you
Mhm.
for the work that you're doing, and just the impact, the lives that you're impacting. I'm just so grateful that you have been built up, reaffirmed, validated in who you are, whose you are, and what he wants to continue to do through you, and what's coming up for the ministry and your team around the world, right? And so I'm
Mhm.
just excited to have been part of that and just to continue to get to know you and build our relationship. Is there any
Yeah.
final thoughts, words that you would like to share for anybody that's watching and considering, this conversation of purpose and identity and seeking what's next? Anything else you'd like to share with them?
Um, yeah, I think I would just say really to encourage people that have been in ministry for some time to take the time to do it. I know it's not something that's always necessarily encouraged, or we feel like, oh, we've kind of like been there, done that, or yeah, even if you're leading people, yeah, it may not even be thinking or see the value in setting aside time to do something like this. But yeah, I just really see the value in it from the perspective of a leader and someone in ministry, and yeah, really can't recommend it more. And even if you're not at the point where you feel like, okay, I'm ready to burn out, it's like something that I would say it's in a way would even be something good to do every few years, just like as a kind of check in and, okay, God, where am I at? Yeah, it's really life giving. And yeah, thank you so much, Jackie. Also, just for your input and being um, yeah, just obedient also to God's leading. And as you facilitate many people through this course, I know, yeah, it's not something smaller that for us as participants we should take for granted. And yeah, really appreciate how you facilitate the groups, but also in a way, are also doing coaching um, for each of us at
Yeah.
whatever level we're at as participants. And so, yeah, that's something really, really amazing. And I'm so blessed and just thankful, yeah, for all God has done through this. So thank
No.
you.
Thank you. The blessing is mutual. I am so, honored, privileged that I get to do this. One on one is true. You did the virtual course uh,
Mhm.
with women, but I love it that throughout the course we have those moments that we can meet one on one, and I highly encourage that. So for anyone considering taking this, you have options. You can do one on one. You could do virtual. You can do in person. You can do it in groups. Whatever it is in that season that God is telling you to do. So again, Larissa, thank you for your
Okay.
time. It's just been
No
great.
worries.
Looking forward to
Cool.
still just seeing your growth and the mighty things that God is going to do through you, just for your obedience and your faithfulness to do His work. So thank you everyone
Awesome.
for
Thank you.
watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.